Well, congratulations again, Aubrey. It's obviously the most exciting of endings for you. So, how does it feel today?
Oh, feels amazing, Kelly. I'm just trying to take it all in. Surreal. And I just feel relieved. Survivor 50's been like this amazing build up. So much effort has gone into it from everyone. It just feels nice trying to be in the moment.
Yeah, and last night after the finale, you said that you didn't want to count your eggs before they hatched in terms of like
Nope.
expecting votes or anything.
Yeah.
But did any of the votes that you did get surprise you?
Christian Devins and Emily, I wasn't sure where they'd gone. I was hoping they'd go for me, and they did, which was amazing.
Why did you think that they might have not?
Oh, Christian Devins and Emily, poker faces for 9 months to a year. I
Yeah.
was very impressed with them.
Yeah. And what would you say to those who said that you didn't play as active of a game as your other competitors?
Sometimes the flashiest game, I would say this, I played the game I had to play for Survivor 50. I was proud of my game at Ko Wrong. I was proud of myself in Survivor 50 because I was able to adapt to the game that worked for this season. This is a season of big personalities. Everyone is the hero of their own story. And I had to manage all of that. And this was the game that had to be played for this season.
Do you think there was one turning point for you where you felt yourself getting more success, I guess?
Yeah, so I would say that the Aussie vote really was where I'm like, oh my gosh, I have a shot at this.
I mean, not even the Aussie vote. I mean, when Aussie was saying all that stuff to you, I imagine that might have been your mindset.
Yeah, it was I had like spent time with Ozzy. I love Ozzy. He's a wonderful human being. And I had built a relationship with him and I didn't have any social equity coming into the merge. And when that happened, I realized that some of the work that I had started to do with the merge was starting to pay off.
Yeah. And how were you feeling when he started telling you all that stuff? Because I imagine it might be a little, if I were you, I would have been a little annoyed being like, you are treating me as a jury member, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely was, and I like cringed a little bit because I just feel so bad. The Aussie vote, it was so hard. But yeah, I was like, I'm not on the jury yet. Come on, man. But I was also like, thank you, keep going, keep telling me so I can turn this around for myself.
Yeah, and you talked about this in your pitch in the finale last night, but also there was Jonathan posited the Aussie vote as something that he fully orchestrated,
Yeah.
but expand on how that's not necessarily true.
Yeah, sure. It's really interesting. Survivor 50, I don't think there were many unilateral decisions. It was very much a consensus season. A lot of people wanted consensus. They wanted to make sure most people were in on the plan. So I think it was more nuanced than that. I think I played the role that I had to play in that vote. And I think that contributed to that vote. And that was the role I had to play. I think everyone wanted Ozzy out. His name had come up. Emily had brought his name up. Emily and Devins had voted for him before. Stephanie and Jonathan and I were talking about it. Like, I think we all knew Ozzy had to go.
Yeah, and you and Tiff were close in the beginning, but then we didn't see you together as much later on in the season. Was there a shift there, or was that just edit?
I think Tiffany and I always had a great working relationship, but I think that she became very close to Suri. And Tiffany, I mean, I went into this game being like, you know what? It's okay to be a little bit aloof. Like, you don't want to be so close to people that you overly hurt them if you get to the end, but you don't want to be so far away that they won't work with you. So I think Tiffany was like super loyal. She's a ride or die. My gosh, look at her at the end. I love her so much. But I tried to keep a little bit of distance for my positioning, and Tiff was really working more closely with Suri, but we always had a good working relationship.
Yeah, and when I was talking to Suri last week, she said that you two have a lot of love for each other, but it just wouldn't work for you guys to work together in this season. Is that how it felt for you as well?
Yeah, I mean, Suri and I, like, we weren't coming for each other. And we have a very like intuitive kind of relationship where she's like, I can work with you, but we're not really talking to each other. I'm like, fine. So we worked together as much as we could.
Yeah, and do you think that you would have beaten Tiff if she was in the final three with you?
I don't know if I would have beaten Tiff. I think Tiffany was on fire. She just like outplay, outlast. Tiffany's all of those big time. And I really don't know. It would have been really close, or I think she could have gotten it.
Yeah, and when she won that last individual immunity that she did, she said that there were people like that. There was a big effort to have
Uh,
anyone but her win, right? So tell me what that was like then that challenge.
Oh my gosh, it was embarrassing because I'm like, I could have gotten that puzzle if I didn't try to help them spell. But Tiffany just, I mean, like I said, she's so charismatic. She's so on fire. It was like, I was getting flashbacks of like in Co Wrong. I really grappled with voting out Michelle at 6. And it was feeling like we were right there again. And I was afraid we were going to lose the moment. So it was a nail biter. And it was a nail biter at 5 and 4 and 3 until last night.
Yeah, and the face that you made when you realized that you won some motion, like you were still playing. Jeff called the game. You didn't fully like hear that it happened. What was going through your head the second that you realized you won?
Oh my gosh, it's so true because I was ready to keep doing that for half an hour. I was so locked in. I mean, there really were no words. I couldn't believe it. Like I've won one other individual immunity, a challenge in season 34. It just seemed impossible.
Based on your talks with the jury and the time since filming ended, what players do you think might have had a real chance of winning had they made it into the final three?
Oh my gosh. Sorry.
Yes, I think, yeah.
Ozzy, Tiffany. I think there's a world in which Rizzo. I mean, I think they were all amazing players. I think Devin and Christian were incredible. I really respected Emily's game. I mean, there were so many good players. It's hard to answer that. Depends on the combinations.
True. And when you decided to send Rizzo and Jonathan into Fire, how aware of the fact that they both lost in Fire in their previous seasons were you?
I was very aware that they had both lost in Fire. So much so that I was like, all right, Aubrey, are you sure you want to do this? Because if you do this, you're going to give one of them a redemption story. Like I was worried about it. But then when I worked out how I thought votes would be split, and if certain people went out, certain people would be on the jury, they vote for this person, the other person, that didn't trump it.
Yeah. And I mean, obviously you ultimately still made the right call. So
Thank you.
to talk about the live finale, what was the vibe like? What was the vibe like on set before the big spoiler happened? You know, like what was, because they went out at the wrong time, right? What happened there?
You know what? I got to tell you, Kelly, I was in my own little world about what I was going to say if I won or lost. I don't know.
Like, well, what was the reaction among like in the commercial break? What was the vibe like when they were trying to figure out what happened?
People were just trying to figure out what happened, and then Jeff owned it and moved on.
I mean, props to his ad-libbing abilities because his save was pretty funny. Yeah,
he did, and I love he just owned it. It was great.
Yeah,
more of us should do that. Just own it and move on.
Now that you've watched the entire season, what's something that you wish you had done differently, if anything? It's kind of hard to say when you won, but like, and what do you think is your biggest improvement?
Oh my gosh, something I wish I'd had a better relationship with Stephanie earlier in the game because I think that would have unlocked that original Vachu tribe for me. My biggest improvement since my first season?
Yeah.
I think I'm more able to remain grounded and recover from hard things more quickly.
What was the toughest elimination for you this season?
Emotionally?
Yeah.
Christian.
Why?
It was really hard to see Christian go. Christian's such a great guy. I keep getting upset, but I remember it took me like, it was delayed a day and it was just really hard because he's just such a wonderful person. And I really, really respect him. And it was also really hard to see Ozzy go that way because Ozzy and I both done a lot of similar work to heal our intuition. It's really hard to go out with an idol in your pocket. Ozzy and I have both been there, and to do it again to Ozzy when he'd already been there was hard as a human, but how to do it from a game.
And there are so many new twists introduced in this season. What's one that you really liked and would love to see again, whether you're a player or a viewer, or and what's one you would like to do away with?
Oh my gosh. I don't even know how to answer that question because it's like, it depends on the season. Like, yeah. I look back on like season 46, everyone went out with an idol in their pocket. Like, I would love to see twists that, like, people don't like the Billie Eilish Boomerang Idol. What happens when that's in a season and it works? Like, right. I don't know. I'm kind of like, I know that sounds wishy-washy. Look at me playing the middle, but I don't know. I'm not sure. I can't even think about it because it just worked out how it was supposed to for me. Man, but it was hard to see Christian go and lose his vote and have to vote for himself and have to read it in front of the tribe. No.
Yeah, to remove your ability.
Never again.
Jimmy Fallon, why? Like to remove your ability to lie in Survivor is brutal.
That was hard. That was savage. I'm like, oh my God, I don't want that to happen again.
Yeah, yeah, totally. And in the final tribal council, of course, that goes on for much, much longer than viewers see.
Yes.
What were some things that went down that you wish had made the cut?
So we talked more about our stories. And I would also say, like, there was a conversation, just like very brief, about like why Jonathan gave Christian back the shot in the dark after he got voted out. That was interesting. Yeah, there was just like a little bit more hashing out of certain votes that we could have gone on for hours, but
Yeah, and I'm sure
we
you
got the
did go
meat of
on
it.
for
We
hours.
really did get the meat of it.
Yeah, that's good to hear. And when Stephanie did her spiel to Jonathan, and
Yeah.
then Tiff asked, "Is there a question at the end here?" Was there a question? Because ultimately, we didn't hear a question.
No, I don't recall there being a question, and it was funny because Steph said that like Jonathan did a lot around camp, and Christian chimed in and said, "Well, if you ever needed to start a fire, Aubrey always had the husk ready," and I really appreciated that. It was more of a statement, but statements happen, and I don't hold it against her.
Do you think this is your Survivor grand finale?
I think it should be. I think I should take a cue from my buddy John Cochran and know when it's time to stop. And I think there are so many other wonderful people who deserve a chance to play.
I mean, 4 seasons and ended on a win.
I mean, come on.
Do you really want
Doesn't
to?
get better than that.
I mean,
A
come
$2
on.
million dollars and a Price is Right moment with a beautiful car that you didn't expect. Oh my gosh.
That sounds like a good finale to me.
It does to me too.
Yeah, yeah. But would you do if they did another all winners season? Would you consider it?
Oh, give me a second, Kelly. I don't know.
It's too early. Not enough sleep. It just. Ugh. But no,
I don't know.
You don't
I don't
know?
know. I mean, that's like I can't even think like that.
Yeah. What about reality TV in general? Is that also a too soon question?
Oh my gosh. Like, I mean, this is the funny thing. I'm like, no, I shouldn't. And then I'm like, ooh, how fun would it be to do Traders, $1 Million Secret, all these, like, I'd love to do Alone, but that's definitely not my demographic. Amazing Race. Ooh, but I don't know. It may be time to be a normal person for a little bit.
I mean, if this is your last season of Survivor, what do you want to leave it off on? What do you want to say?
Oh my gosh. Thank you. And thank you to the lovers. Thank you to the haters. I appreciate you all. I've learned so much about myself. It's been an education, not just in the game, but in life.
I think that's a great place to leave it. Thank you so much, Aubrey. Congratulations.
Kelly,
It was exciting
thank
to watch
you.
you win.